Listen in if you're feeling stressed and overworked. And I'm particularly talking to you amazing female business professionals and entrepreneurs. I have a story to tell you. So I know what you're doing. When I do strengths with key executives, CEOs, and they're female, I find that you do such a great show. You are so great and you look fantastic on LinkedIn. You walk in and you do your job and you look the part and you play the part. But inside you, you're crying. Inside you, you're lacking in confidence. Inside you, you think, oh my goodness, I don't know what to do next. So that leads then to stress. Maybe your relationships aren't working, or maybe they are. Maybe you're painting such a great picture, the picture of beauty over everything, so that from the outside, everybody thinks your life is just amazing and you agree with them. But inside, you're like, I don't know what I'm doing. Help me. I know what you're doing because I was the same person. Let me tell you a story about me. So pay attention to this. It's a little story. It might go on for 10 minutes. It might not, but it might change your life. It might not, but you won't know until you listen. And so, what I've seen whenever I work with key executives of females, when I do your strengths, so I'm talking about Gallup strengths here, is that I can unpin you with that. It unpinned me. It unlocked me. It helped me be who I really was. And anytime I do that, so here's a story of someone who was on a leadership team and nobody really liked her. And that came from her manager. And so what happened is that we did her strengths. And when I saw her strengths, oh my goodness, what a strong lady she was. Command, self-assurance, futuristic. These were incredible leader strengths that I'd never seen in a woman. And so the first thing I said to her when I got on the phone was, oh my goodness, you are awesome. I couldn't help myself. I just literally went to town and told her what I thought of her and how amazing it was for me to meet her. And she burst into tears on the phone with me. And I said, this is great. What did I just unlock in you? And she said, nobody has ever spoken to me like that before. Nobody has ever seen me. And I said, I know what you're doing. I know what you're doing with these strengths. You are literally overplaying them. You hide them, first of all, and you hide and you hide and you hide and you hide, and then something really annoys you, and then whoa, you give it all. And it comes out as a really distorted version of you. Both versions, underplaying or overplaying the strengths, bring a distorted version of who you are. And so when we balanced them out and when I was able to show her and she was able to see who she was and how she thought, would you believe that when her manager spoke to me a week later, he says, what have you done with her? She's lovely. She's so much more relaxed. She's contributing. She hasn't raised her voice. She's like a different person. And I said, no, she's being herself. Finally, I give her the permission to be herself, and she gave herself the permission to be herself. I didn't do anything. I just showed her who she was. Now, the reason why Gallup Strengths works so well is because, listen, I'm not selling you anything here. I'm just telling you these stories. So just crack on and listen. Don't be worried, oh God, what's this going to charge? What's this going to cost me? Anyway, what's it going to cost you not to? But sure, carry on. Doesn't really matter. Listen on, because there's more stories. This is what I want you to understand about a female in apparently male world, in a business world. Did you know that at one time, us females used to rule land? I mean, I could just be making all this up, but it sounds kind of true, doesn't it? And then this made the males a little bit scared. They didn't like it. And so they started to help us doubt ourselves. Doesn't that sound true? They helped us doubt ourselves. We were easy subjects for that. And then that's when the men came in. Now, we've just tried a new prime minister there. Let's just get topical here. When we're trying to be a woman surrounded by men and all the criticism coming from men, you've got to be one heck of a strong person to withstand that. But if you think that you're just a mere human, that will crush your very soul. Crush your very soul. and you will not be able to perform and do what you saw, what your vision was. You will be crushed. You are more than that. You are pure spirit. You are pure energy. You are pure light. You are pure infinite intelligence. But unless you come from that, anything else is going to wipe the floor with you. It's going to cause you effort in life rather than understanding who you truly are. So here's my journey through the corporate world, trying to make it as a leader. When I did a leadership course, they told me that they didn't think that I had the leadership capability. I couldn't have the tough conversations. And I said, well, sometimes you lead from the front, sometimes you lead from the middle, and sometimes you lead from the back. It's not all about me shouting commands from the front. It is about utilizing everybody in here. And I inherently knew this. And so I didn't play their game because I just thought, well, I don't want to be that person who stands up. You know, those people who stand up in meetings and talk and talk and talk and talk and talk and talk. And then we go, what did you actually say? Like I could have said that in 10 seconds and you've just said it in freaking 2 hours. You know those people, don't you? You ask questions because they want to sound really good when the answer is so freaking obvious. You know those people, don't you? Yeah, and if it's you, shut up, learn to shut up and speak rather than, what is it? Speak and let everybody know I'm an idiot, or keep your mouth closed and nobody knows anything. Something along those lines. Who cares anyway? So here's my story. I went to an assessment center to be a strategic manager. And even though I got top marks, when I went to the interview, I didn't get the position. So bear in mind that this was a very male orientated position. And so I hadn't clocked at this time. It's only really nowadays that I'm understanding through thinking into results, studied it with Bob Proctor and really understanding how to think, not what to think, and understanding who I was and what had happened. And you just go, wow, look at that. I didn't even notice. It was almost like bullying. I didn't even notice it. Apparently I was bullied in school as well. I didn't notice that either, because I'm that busy getting on with my own wee world. And if you're in my awareness, I want to pay attention to you and how you're feeling. I love that. I love that about me. I didn't realize that it was a gift, that I love to pay attention to how you're feeling and I love to help you feel good because I feel good and I want to share it with you. But anyway, that's getting off the story. So back into the story again. So for 2 years, I did these assessment centers and I would always get top marks and then I wouldn't get in at the interview stage. And so you can say, well, Sheena, you weren't very good. That's what I thought. And so I continued to get better and better and better. I never blamed anything. I just thought, I need to become better. I need to become better. And then I just started to love the assessment centers. I used to love just being the best marks. It just seems so easy to me now. And so then they brought in a female boss. And she came in, she interviewed me, and she gave me the role. And she said, Sheena, you're a leader now. You are a leader. I didn't have a clue what that meant really, but there you go. And then she left the position after 2 months. I can remember exactly where I was when she sent me the text message to say, I'm leaving. And I went, no, no, I want to follow you. So I had to stand on my own 2 feet. And so the first year, I actually didn't, again, even though my sales were top, I didn't get consistently met. I got below that. And I was just like, and he said, again, you're not showing leadership. What leadership were they looking for? Me to open my mouth and vomit? Is that what they were looking for? It wasn't what I was going to give. So that's whenever I did my strengths and I found out who Sheena was. And I remember him saying to me, Sheena, do one thing and do it really well. That's what everybody else does. Most people are just like making it up. I thought, right. So I did one thing. I did it really, really well. In fact, I did it better than anybody else. I didn't shout and rant and rave. I just did something really, really good that nobody else had done. Plus, the only other thing that I could do really well was be myself. And so when I understood who I was, that's whenever I realized that I would step into myself. And yes, I became number 1 again over everybody in the UK and top 10% globally. And guess what? They made me redundant. Don't you just love it? I mean, don't you just love it? It was clearly the time for me to leave. I had risen to where I didn't even think I could go. And it made me laugh. And I knew that I was always best, but somebody else was telling me I wasn't. Now, that did hit my confidence. But then after that, I just kept stepping into me, stepping into me. So what I've noticed, and let me tell you this, woman, this is the whole reason behind this, is there is a masculine energy and a female energy. And what is happening is that sometimes our masculine energy is so big and so powerful that we disrupt the feminine energy. Do you realize in the subconscious and the conscious, it is the conscious that is the 2% masculine energy, and the 98% is the feminine energy, which actually gets the work done in an effortless way. But what we try to do is become very, very masculine. And so our 2% is taking over everything. We get the knowledge, we do command, we get the results, and we push and we push and we push, and we become like the men. This is about men and women, about us not being too masculine energy, because that is force, that is sheer force. And if that is overplayed, that's where things just they don't quite fit. But when we allow that's actually more like the ego pushing things through, making things happen. Whereas there's another energy, the infinite intelligence that you are, that has arisen in you, that is pure power. It's like power versus force. It's pure power. You cannot add more power to power. Power, by the way, in case you can't understand me. And I remember whenever I was younger, I so remember whenever my brother would shout at me for being a girl. He said, "Don't be such a girl." And I'm just like, so I tried not to be a girl. I became very much a tomboy. And I remember, like, if you want to make something happen, you got to make it happen yourself and force my way through life, And even when I met Wolfgang, and I was like always opening the doors myself, and he go, "Will you stop? Will you let me open the door for you?" And I said, "Well, I can do it myself." He says, "I know you can, but I want to open the door." And it was then that I realized that I forgot I'm a female and he's a male, and he wants to be that. He wants to be that. He wants to be the male. He wants to help me. He wants to open the doors. He knows I'm quite capable of looking after myself. And I know I am, but I want to feel that and I want to enjoy it. Now, it doesn't really matter what sexual orientation you are. There is a 2% male and the 98% is a feminine energy. It doesn't mean that you have to be girly. It's the flow, it's the ease, it's the effortless way, not by being more feminine and have a man be feminine, or if you're gay that you want to be more feminine or more masculine. It's not that. It's this beautiful yin and yang that we are, that we all are. And what part do you want to play? If we're too masculine, we're using force, which is just 2%. That's it. Isn't this amazing? Imagine, and that's competition. Imagine if we could be more collaboration and working with each other. First of all, with the energy inside ourselves of collaboration, of that masculine and feminine energy, of finding that balance within ourselves, first of all. Then when we come to work with other people, we have that natural balance and we help them become in balance as well. In balance, not imbalance. So what about that? Is that what you want? I'm looking to help other females or males. It doesn't really matter, to find that absolute balance inside yourself. And so that you can have pure confidence for being you, whether you are showing more of a feminine side or whether, but really what I'm looking for here is collaboration rather than ego. I'm looking for infinite intelligence. I'm looking for that power rather than a force. And that is how business will grow and grow for the right reasons. That is when everybody is a win-win-win situation. If you want to know more about that, then give me a call. The link's in the description. Just message me. Book a call with me. Let's talk about where you are now, what you're going through, because I absolutely know where you are. And maybe you can't see it because you've glossed over it so much that you don't know who you are. I'm not the me I think I am. I'm not the me you think I am. I am the me I think you think I am. And therefore, we don't actually get to know who we are. And so we're trying to find our goals and trying to find a way forward when we don't even know where we're starting from. That was my journey. that I had to understand and find the balance in me first. Then, if anything came into my balance that I didn't like, I either changed my perspective on it or I changed it. There's nothing else to do. Balance first, perspective. There is really nothing else to do. Then the world starts to revolve around. You are the nucleus around which everything revolves around. I've been on your journey. Absolutely 100%. I could tell you more stories, but you would be here for a long time. I'm 53. We've all got a few stories going on. I want to tell you that you're absolutely amazing. You've come on this, and if you're still listening to this, I love you so much. You're amazing, and I can help you see. I can absolutely help you see that. And if you tell me what you want, I can show you how to have it. It really is simple. Book a call. I see you. You're amazing. Listen, have the most fabulous day. See you soon now.